What is going on, guys? Mike here with Chit Chat Gaming. So man, time sure flies by when you're having fun, because officially 5 years ago today, the Nintendo Switch presentation took place January the 12th, 2017, 10 o'clock p.m. Yes, I remember it because it was super late, really odd, but man, were we all freaking hyped for it, guys. I always come back to this. I wanted to talk about it here today because for me, it was an absolute game changer, and the hype around this whole presentation and what came after was absolutely huge. So for me, this was such a big night. We learned so much about Nintendo Switch. We all knew about it. We saw the short trailer that they put out, but we had no idea what we're getting into quite yet. We didn't know the price. We didn't know, the launch date. More importantly, we didn't know some of the games. We saw some of them in the trailer, but we didn't actually officially know the games yet. And there were some that we didn't know at all. But at this presentation, guys, we learned the price. We learned the launch date, which was March the 3rd, which was like 6 weeks away from that date. And man, everybody was absolutely hyped for it. I was too, because it was such a huge deal. This thing was actually coming out like 6 weeks away. I think that's kind of what made it so big as well too. And we also learned about the online service. We learned about the new colors of the neon red, the neon blue Joy-Con. We saw Splatoon 2. We saw Mario Odyssey. Oh my god, we saw ARMS. We saw a new Breath of the Wild trailer as well too, with the biggest moment was at the end of the Breath of the Wild trailer. We got that date of March the 3rd, 2017, a launch title. Breath of the Wild was for Nintendo Switch. Absolutely game changing, guys. Ever since that point on, though, we learned so much, but ever since that point, moving forward, so much happened. And we had CND, who camped outside Nintendo New York for 30 days to get his hands on the Switch. We saw Reggie on Jimmy Fallon showing off Breath of the Wild. For me personally, it's really what got me into wanting to do YouTube. Ever since that, I actually officially started doing YouTube. I think it was like February 17th, around that time. So going on 5 years for me as well too. So I like to share that with it. But the Nintendo Switch launch is what kind of got me going. My first episode of Beyond Gaming 03 at that time, which would soon become Chit Chat Gaming later on. We talked about Nintendo Switch. We showed off our Switches when we got them as well too on launch date. But for me, like I said, it's absolutely huge, a game changer. I can't remember if it was that night on January the 12th of 2017 is when the pre-orders opened up. I know for Japan they opened up much later, but I want to say for some reason that night I ended up actually getting my hands on the pre-order from Best Buy, and here it is, the Nintendo Switch launch right here, the launch console with the neon red, the neon blue. My buddy Jay Cruz got the black version as well too. I had to have this version just because I wanted those neon colors. I remember when I got this, I kept my eyes on it all the time online to make sure that I was actually still going to get one. Went to Best Buy at like 10 o'clock p.m. on the night before, this on the 2nd, March the 2nd. And then when March 3rd, midnight rolled around, I already had the thing pre-ordered, but I knew I had to get in line because I wanted some amiibo. Plus, I was so worried because I heard so many horror stories about people losing their pre-orders and such as well too. I was afraid they were going to sell out or give my pre-order away. I had to have this console, so I was absolutely terrified something was going to happen. But yes, I ended up picking up Nintendo Switch at launch. It was crazy. I even took the next day off of work too because I was up until like 4 o'clock in the morning playing Zelda. But yes, the games I picked up at launch, of course, was going to be, I picked up Bomberman R. I also picked up 1-2 Switch, which I no longer have. I actually ended up trading that in a long time ago here. I didn't really care for it after I actually got it. But of course, we got Zelda Breath of the Wild at launch as well too. I literally stayed up to like 4 o'clock in the morning playing this. It was like a 30-minute drive I had to go to get this stuff. But yes, got the Switch, got these 2 games. And the whole reason why I wanted to wait, and I was really worried, wanted to get in line, was to be able to pick up Bomberman, because I didn't have Bomberman pre-ordered. But I also got my Zelda amiibo from Breath of the Wild. We also got the 2 Links as well here too. So I actually picked up that night. I picked up my console, 3 amiibo, and 3 games actually. So I was absolutely ready to go. Not to mention I also had digital pre-ordered snipper clips, and I think it was King of Fighters too, as well. I can't remember which one it was, but yes. Such a huge night, guys. I wanted to share that. I go back every once in a while and I watch Easy Allies, NBC, Nintendo Voice Chat. They do great jobs of doing like some reaction videos and such. Watching Easy Allies video, it just brings me back, guys. And watching like the Nintendo New York live as well too. The reactions is just so cool to see the reactions from all the all the games like Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, just to see everybody's excitement for the pricing and for their launch date as well too. I just will never forget that night, guys, and I'm gonna come back to this probably every year because again, it is by far one of my biggest and best, probably most memorable launches of a console of all time. It has a really close place in my heart for me, and like I said, also being able to be a part of that by starting my YouTube channel in 2017 as well, basically based off of the Nintendo Switch launch, guys. So let me know down below if you guys remember this whole entire Switch presentation of 2017. Do you have any stories here? Did you pick up one at launch? Did you get anything else as well too? Were you as hype as I was? Alright guys, make sure you like the video here, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and make sure you turn on that bell notification to keep up to date with all things that is Chit Chat Gaming. And as always guys, happy gaming.